When we think about wellness, when we think about community, I think we need to consider emotional, social, and environmental wellness. And that's where this episode of Cold Press Conversations is going to take you. I am your host, Dr. Jewel, and I'm elated that we're going to dive into this topic dealing with wellness and the powerful role that community plays in nurturing it. You're listening to Cold Press Conversations with Dr. Jewel White Williams, a lover of numbers, lists, and a good glass of cold pressed juice, who is sharing episodes each week to help you explore the back end of healthcare and health sciences. Where a lot of that grit is done, we'll dive into topics covering research, education, and clinical practices, as well as guest shows with other leaders in the field. Pull up a seat and let's dive into these amazing and game-changing conversations. Hey, it's me, Dr. Jewel, and I am elated to be with you. And I want to explore something called wellness. And the reason I'm talking about it, especially during this time, I want to pull my notes up. I'm just going to be very casual with this today. This is a podcast recording. And I believe that during this time, when we think about wellness, when we think about community, I think we need to consider emotional, social, and environmental wellness. And that's where this episode of Cold Press Conversations is going to take you. I am your host, Dr. Jewel, and I'm elated that we're going to dive into this topic dealing with wellness and the powerful role that community plays in nurturing it. You can be a part of a sorority, a professional organization, a tight knit group of friends, a community that we belong to can profoundly shape our lives. As we look at how emotional, social, and environmental wellness intertwine with our experiences, I want you to take just a moment and consider some of the thoughts of what I'm going to talk about being and having a priority of your own well being can create a lasting legacy. Let's start with the first one: emotional wellness. You know, emotional wellness is something where we grow. All right. It's almost like I said, we're talking about environment. It's like where our environment is and how we grow within that environment allows us to evolve in our emotional wellness. It can strengthen us, it can challenge us, but when you're with a group of friends, you lean on someone during a tough time, or you just build on your emotional resilience during that time, that's where we become emotionally charged. And that takes us to a level of being courageous. We become vulnerable when we're in that environment. We celebrate accomplishments. We acknowledge struggles, okay, during this time. When we're in an emotional space, we have an opportunity to grow and support each others. So I have a question for you. I'm going to give you a question for each one just to make you think. How can being a part of a supportive environment, a community, impact your emotional well-being? I just want you to think about how can this space nurture you, and how can this space also be a place where you nurture others around you? The second one is social wellness. That's where we look at the community at heart. Totally right there. I'm going to give you an example. We have just celebrated, my sorority sisters in my little group, 35 years of being a part of a sorority. We have witnessed how social wellness can evolve over time. We've had joyful moments. We have moments where we've had to support each other because of sadness. We've had emotional moments where we're just like, we just need to get together and just commune and be with each other. That is a form of foundational growth. And I'm elated by that because where we are today is not where we were before. And that is what social wellness does. It requires intentional work, growth, by creating a relationship or relationships that inspire you and allow you to uplift each other. So, whether you're with a group of friends, colleagues, sorority sisters, inner circles, these connections must be an authentic and nurturing moment. So, how do you, told you I got a question for each one. So, how do you look at these relationships in your life where they contribute to your social wellness? Sometimes we can reconnect with people, and sometimes we need to set boundaries. So, keep that in mind when you look at social wellness. Wellness means just that. You want to be in a space that allows you to feel loved, wanted, and listened to. So that's social wellness. All right, my third one, environmental wellness. Now, I mentioned it just a touch earlier. We kind of overlook emotional wellness sometimes or environmental wellness in certain areas, but it all goes together. Environmental wellness is when you help create that community or you're in it. And some people's environments are unhealthy. We don't want the unhealthy environment because that does not create wellness. It affects your mental and your physical wellness. So that's why almost environmental wellness is one of those things that you really and truly need to ensure is healthy at all times. You need to be in a space where you grow, you feel peace, you feel connected. All right. Sometimes you may need to nurture that area. All right. In order to feel as though it's a collective well being. Environmental wellness. Let me go deeper than that. Environmental wellness also, like I state, has a physical space, and it could be your home, your workspace. It depends on how you feel, how the interaction is. So I want to ask the third question to you. And I'm going to be honest with you. If I think of all of them, your environment has to be a space where you feel safe. All right. And I'm not just talking about one environment, there are multiple environments, but let's think of the home environment or your workspace environment. Those are the two you're primarily in most. Is it cultivating you? Is it allowing you to re-image or allow you to feel as though it's a space where your well-being is protected and there's peace? In this short episode, I wanted to create those things for you today, talking about social wellness, discussing emotional wellness, and environmental wellness. And if you notice, the last one on environmental wellness plays a pivotal role into who you are. It allows you to evolve with courage, intention, and that's where your legacy continues. I would love for you to be able to strengthen your emotional resilience, nurture authentic connections, and create uplifting spaces, even if it is a small step at a time. I want to say thank you so much for spending this amazing time with me on Cold Press Conversations in today's episode. And if it resonates with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to reach out. And if you feel like someone could use this little inspiration about their wellness journey, please share it with them. Until next time, I would love for you to take care and meet me back here to learn even more. Take care, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Cold Press Conversations. If you love this episode as much as I did, I need you to head on over and subscribe so you never miss an episode. This is Dr. Jewel signing off to health and cognitive happiness.